Hello friends, let us today talk on self-reliance in career. I am Dr. Sheetal Kumar Ravandare, Dean Placements at Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust and Nutan Group Pune's Central Placement Cell, and I am also the President of Maharashtra's TPO Association. So dear friends, we will see what is the current scenario. A small virus has brought the entire world at standstill, dear friends. And if we see, whenever there are certain crises, there are some opportunities also created, and we have to look at the opportunities available for us. As a student or as a teacher, we got this ample time, and dear friends, I think we have to utilize this time effectively. If we see the condition of our country, India, then due to early lockdown, good immunity of our people as well as high temperatures, probably initially we really got good control over the situation. But maybe once the lockdown is lifted, the cases are increasing. But probably in the next month, the situation will be under control. Let us hope for the best. And dear friends, whatever time we do have, let us utilize it effectively. There might be some worries for the students that earlier there were some confusions whether the syllabus will be completed or I will have to appear for the exams or not. But dear friends, I think governments, most of the governments, state governments have made it clear. Whatever is the condition of that respective state, accordingly they had taken proper decisions. In Maharashtra also they have said that probably exams will not be conducted for final year students, and similarly some other state governments are also taking the decisions as per their situation. So dear friends, if we see how we can utilize this time, even though people are saying that exams will not be conducted, but I think the when you guys will be appearing for the campus recruitment drives, at that time company people will not say that okay, this particular semester you didn't appear for the exam, so don't worry, we will not ask you the question related to the topics or the subjects which were covered in the last semester or your earlier semester. No. So dear friends, that's why I would like to request all of you, please work on all the subjects, even though exam will not be there, but you have to prepare, right? So utilize this time effectively, dear friends, and assume that this is your preparatory leave or PL time. How do you study in PL time? Very effectively. Out of 24 hours, I think most of the students they study for around 12 to 14 hours. Similarly, dear friends, if we utilize this time, then I think your all the subjects of this semester will be covered. No one will be there to assess you, but you have to assess yourself. Prepare for all the subjects. Take one exam, or we can say one question paper from earlier university exams, and then try to solve it in given time, right? It will definitely help you, dear friends, so please work on it. Again, if we see the situation for this semester, probably the semester will start bit late, and therefore you have to be prepared accordingly. Many colleges, including our college, we have started online sessions of all the students from first year to final year, and I think more or less everywhere the situation is same, and people are really engaging the students in the best possible way. So dear parents, but it's your duty, even though sessions are online, you can switch on, and whether to really pay attention or not, it's up to you. But if you utilize the lecture time and other as well as other timings properly, dear friends, it will be advantage for you only. So please do those lectures, practicals online very seriously. And if you see current position of India, probably yes, there are some good points. Honorable Prime Minister has come up with 20 lakh crore package, and then many companies are moving out of China. Everybody knows that China is the source, as well as they have supported, probably they may have created the virus, and that's why entire world has really understood what they have done, and that's why they are against China. and many governments have taken decision that they will not at all support China, and they will probably even stop the companies which are operating from China. Japan government was the first to take this initiative, and they have asked all its companies working in China to shut off their operations from China and move either in their own country or to some other countries. And in such case, I think India can be the probable situation solution, and best choice for these companies moving out of China probably will be India. But we are not the only player, dear friends. Vietnam, Philippines, they are also there in the competition, and we have to make sure that we give them really red carpet welcome, and that will really help because it will create more number of jobs in our country, dear friends. So government, I think, should take this decision to attract maximum number of companies by giving them proper welcome, as well as good policies should be framed to attract these companies. And along with not only these Japanese companies, some other companies will also come, maybe US and European companies, they will also move out of China, and that will be really great, what we can say, opportunity for our country. If we see another advantage for India, yes, previous forecast for GDP growth was around 5.9% for China, but now they will be at 1% GDP. As at the same time, India's previous forecast was around 6%, but now due to COVID situation, probably it will be, new prediction is that we will be at 2.1%. Yes, when most of the countries will have negative growth rate, probably we are the only country wherein there will be positive growth. I have really got this information from various sources, and Mr. Prashant, who really gave us good session through webinar. At that time I came to know that this is really the situation. Opportunities post COVID, there will be good number of jobs available, even though situation is not good as of now. For the current final year, that is 2020 batch, if we compare this year with earlier years, so maybe earlier years were very good, this year was also not bad, and already 70 to 75% placements are done, and maybe off campuses will start from July, August or September. So even though some students are still left out from the current batch, but they will get the opportunities in coming future. If we consider the next batch, that is current pre-final year students who will be coming for recruitment this year. So for them, yes, initial start will be bit late. Many companies will delay the recruitment drives. But dear friends, when we interacted with most of the companies, many of them are saying, like all the mass recruiter, they said that, like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, Capgemini, everybody said that they will definitely come this year also, but maybe depending upon the situation, numbers might be somewhat lesser. Hence, we have to understand that this year bit competition will be there. So students have to accordingly prepare thoroughly. If we consider overall number of companies, there might be some reduction in the total number of companies, and that's why the students have to prepare thoroughly as compared to earlier year students, right? And not only for campus recruitments, if we consider the job market overall, then in that case also there will be some jobs which will be lost, but at the same time some new job profiles will be created. Now most of the systems will work online, people will work from home. So many companies have already announced, company like TCS, they have announced that more than 50-60% of their manpower here onwards, even though situation will be good after lockdown, still they said that they are going ahead with the possibility of most of their employees working from home. So dear friends, we have to be ready for such situations, right? So some jobs will be created, new job profiles will be there, maybe cyber security, cloud, on these all these different technologies will be taking the what we can say, they will be at the forefront, and accordingly if we prepare ourselves, do some certification courses, that will definitely help, dear friends. Yes, even though we are thinking that situation will be improved, but we have to be ready for all the situations. So let us hope for the best but prepare for the worst. If we see uh, 2 3 last 2 3 months also, then good number of jobs were advertised by different companies, and almost around 2 lakh jobs were being advertised by various companies in last almost 4 to 6 weeks. Around 80,000 openings, out of them were for freshers, dear friend. So I think yes, there will be some good opportunities for the freshers. And ITS sector, they gave maximum job opportunities, and these job opportunities, even though it's IT sector, they accommodate all the branch students. So do not worry, these jobs are there for all the branch students, not only computer IT, but maybe mechanical, ENTC, electronics, Instru. For all these branches, these IT sector companies, they give the opportunities, right? And some good job profiles which will be really available are maybe software programmers, then full stack developers, sales executives, and in some of the cases there will be some non technical job roles also which will be available, right? And companies like maybe Amazon, Google, then VMware, IBM, Capgemini, Deloitte, these companies, these are some of the companies which have posted these job opportunities. If we see sector wise, which sectors will really do well in the coming few years or few months, we can say, then agriculture, healthcare, cloud infrastructure, manufacturing, insurance, then digital marketing, cyber security, online education, e-commerce, then skill development, electronics, and local tourism. Maybe people will not go abroad now for at least few years, next couple of years probably. Instead of going for international tourism, people will go to prefer their they will prefer their local destinations. And dear friends, this is one more important slide. What are the changes anticipated? So I think education mode will change. Instead of completely offline mode, now it will be blended mode, in the sense some online and some offline sessions will be conducted by teachers, as well as for some colleges there will be some of the people who will be from industry and who will also conduct online sessions. More self reliance, right? So dear friends, this is second point, is really important for all of us. See, knowledge is available, so many webinars are going on, right? But then earlier students were not having choice, they had to appear for whatever lectures, practicals were going on in the colleges. But now if the student is really attracted for a particular technology, then I think he has that scope. He can join or he can choose what courses he really likes, he or she likes, and accordingly they can undergo the training or maybe certification courses online. So this is good opportunity for self learning, dear friends. We just have to understand what is my capability, right? And what is the future technology. Maybe from 2 3 4 different future technologies of my domain, I can choose one or two, and I can do certain courses, some certifications. It will definitely help, dear friends, right? So more opportunities for startups will be there, right? So Startup India, Stand Up India, Skill India, these different initiatives of this government, I think they are really trying to help the student community a lot, and we have to utilize these opportunities. So maybe the students who want to become entrepreneurs, this is right era for you guys, and you should think of starting your own enterprises. More work from home culture will be there. As I already talked, there will be good opportunities to work from home. Many industries which have already recruited 2020 batch students, they are also giving online, or that it is called as virtual joinings, right? There might be some companies who will have offline or offline joinings also, but some of them are already starting the online or virtual joinings, dear friends, right? And here onwards, probably the permanent employment will not be there for all the companies. There will be probably here also mixed mode will be there. Some fixed salary will be there, and remaining will be probably variable salary, which will depend upon what kind of projects you are working on and how much time you are investing for that. Maybe project based assignments or time based assignments will be given by some of the companies, and poor performers will not be really accommodated, dear friends. So this might be the threat, and people who don't really take the jobs or work seriously, it's really threat for them, and job guarantees probably will be less in the coming future. For student community, more number of virtual internships will be there, right? Instead of going to the company and doing some physical work there, you have to go ahead with virtual internships, dear friends. So please try this option. Now we will see what are the expectations from industry. So dear friends, what makes really a difference is actual hands-on working. So I would like to suggest that those who want to do jobs, then in that case they have to do more live projects. Maybe in your syllabus there are one or two projects, but apart from that, in every semester you should do certain projects which will definitely help you, and if these projects are done in some of the companies, it will be really cherry on the cake, dear friends, right? More internships, you utilize your Saturdays, Sundays or holidays, go to some of the industry and work there. It will definitely help, dear friends. And whatever are the options available for you, for example, there are three options available for you after completing your graduation. First is going ahead with job, maybe private company job or government job. Then second option is going ahead with higher education. In that case also, the people who earlier used to go for say MS, they had to appear for GRE, and then they were going for maybe some colleges in US or UK or some other places. But now many parents are a bit worried, even students are thinking whether they will be really safe in those countries, and that's why I think higher education scenario abroad will probably not good, and that's why many students will go for universities in India only, and they will do higher education in India itself. So probably Indian universities will get these opportunities. They just have to make sure that the courses which they are providing are really adding some value, practical knowledge and some project work to the students, and then definitely I think they can attract good number of students. Dear friends, companies also want good communication skills, right? Then learning attitude and always updating ourselves is the major requirement of the companies. Adaptability to maybe technologies, flexibility we can say for technologies as well as location is important. Then listening to the person or your boss, or maybe the person who is allotting the projects to you. So listening and understanding also plays a major role, and that is one more expectation of the companies. Most important, not only for engineers, for other graduates also, they want that these people should be able to solve problems, and that's why problem solving approach is important, dear friends. Teamwork, how to work in teams, that is one of the very important aspect, or we can say the need of any employee of any organization, and that's why HR people generally see that whether the person is good in team working or no, right? Creativity is also very important, and then flexibility I already talked about. So as far as campus recruitments are concerned, dear friends, then there are different skills required. First and foremost, your academics, right? Having 60% throughout, that is SSC 60, HSC 60, and then whatever semesters you are appearing for, semester exams, in all these semesters you must get minimum first class, right? Some of the companies also keep the criteria of 70%, who are very we can say those companies who need less numbers but they give higher salaries and good technical job profiles, they need 70% also in some of the cases, dear friends. So please maintain proper academics and your marks should always be really good. Then second important is aptitude. So aptitude is the first, if you can say first process or first step in the recruitment drive of any company. The process is like that: aptitude test, then group discussion, technical interview, then personal interview, and nowadays along with aptitude questions of say logical reasoning or quantitative aptitude, along with that many companies have also added the part that is called as programming. So you might be student from maybe non computer IT branches like mechanical, electronics, telecommunication, civil engineering, automobile engineering, or other branches, but programming is necessary for each and every student, dear friends. So please make sure that you are a good programmer, and good number of websites are available: HackerRank, HackerEarth, CodeShape, Top Coder. These are some of the websites wherein you can really go and work there on different small projects which are given, or problem statements are given. And God knows, even some of the companies like Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, they also recruit some of the freshers from these different websites if their scores on these websites are good. So please make sure that your scores on this some of the platforms which I said are really good. It will definitely help you. And along with this, technical as well as communication skills are playing major role, dear friends. Now, technical skills. Most of the companies earlier were depending on their the students scores in aptitude test, and if the scores in aptitude test were good, then in that case many IT services companies were recruiting the students in not only hundreds but in thousands of numbers, right? But gone are those days, dear friends. Here onwards, I think that technical skill will play major role instead of your aptitude skill, dear friends. So in first, second, third year, you please work on certain courses, certain future technologies of your choice. Do some certifications, it will definitely help you. And above all, as I said, participate in developing some projects, as well as participate in some of the technical competitions. There are many technical competitions, maybe like KPIT Sparkle, TCS Codevita, Capgemini Tech Challenge. Then there are many other companies, even Microsoft, Facebook. These kind of companies also regularly conduct their own competitions. Google has its Google Code Jam, and other competitions are there. So you please participate in these different contests, maybe Robocon kind of competitions, SAE Baha, SAE Supra. That will improve your technical skill. And GATE exam is there, which if you prepare for GATE exam thoroughly, it will lead to your good knowledge, because it covers syllabus from first year to final year of your respective branch. So that's why I suggest please appear for GATE exams also. Then, as I said, find out in your own field, in your own branch, which are the future technologies in that branch, and choose one or two of them. For example, if you are a student of say electronics telecommunication, then maybe networking or PLC SCADA, then VLSI or embedded or whatnot. There are many opportunities like robotics, IoT. So you find out of these different technologies which technologies are really suitable for you, and you have really that desire to work on those particular technologies, because I will say your career is really satisfactory, or we can say successful, if you work in the field which really attracts you, appeals you, right? And that's why career, it is said that it's a matter of 40 years after your graduation, at the age of say 20, 21. you complete your graduation and then you work for almost 40 years till your age is around 60. So approximately 40 years career is there. So don't choose the career depending upon what someone else is saying. Choose the career which really where you feel that this is your cup of tea and this is your passion. So if your passion working on some particular technology, if it is your passion, choose that as career and you will definitely become successful, dear friends, right? So there are various options also available as far as doing some courses on your own in the respective fields. For example, Coursera, NPTEL, these are some of the websites wherein good number of courses, technical courses, and the authors or the people who have designed these courses are from IITs or for that matter world's top universities. From them also many courses are being designed and you can utilize that. Then branch specific workshops, attend those workshops. Latest technologies like machine learning, artificial intelligence, robotics, right, IoT, ETABS, CAD CAM, CATIA, and whatnot. So find out the fields or future technologies and work on that, right? Participate in all top level college tech fairs like IIT Tech Fest. Participate in different competitions, hackathons, maybe Smart India hackathons or other hackathons of different companies are there. Infosys Hack with Infi competition is there. So you should really work on or participate in such competitions so that your skills will be really challenged and you will prepare thoroughly. Here your thinking is really required, dear friends, because these companies will give you some problem statements and within a stipulated time you have to solve that problem. So what matters a lot is thinking, how you approach to solve particular problem, and that will really be a great experience for you guys, right? And apart from that, I suggest that minimum one or two research papers you publish during your graduation itself. So this is the slide which mentions which are the technologies in demand: robotics, IoT, maybe automation, virtualization, AR, VR we call it as, then artificial intelligence, power sector, especially solar power is important, even automated vehicles is there, hybrid vehicles, electric vehicles, then big data and advanced analytics, cloud computing, SAP, digital commerce, machine learning, security, cyber security. So these are some of the upcoming fields, and if you do really something or get some knowledge about these different technologies, dear friends, your future will be really secured. Apart from technical and aptitude skills, dear friends, one more important skill is communication skills, your soft skills, right? So please understand where do you stand. Everybody knows on the scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself. Where do you stand? And if you are really not doing well as far as communication skills are concerned, dear friends, you cannot avoid it, right? In all the interviews, the interviewer, even though it's a technical interview, there also that person will judge you on your communication skills also, right? And HR, you know, HR or GD here, communication skills only will play a major role. So understand what is the basic need, and practice is the only solution, dear friends. Practice, practice, and practice. Those who are not confident, especially in English language, they should make it a habit to speak only in English language whenever they speak with their friends or parents, or even though at home generally we speak our mother tongue, but at least in the college you have to use English as the communication mode of communication, dear friends, right? And I suggest, apart from this, those who are good in English or those who overcome that phobia of English language after practicing, they should go ahead with one foreign language at least. I suggest Japanese language, mostly because both the governments are working together very closely. Both the prime ministers have good relations and Japan has good technology, but they just want the people with uh, with engineering first class degree and 2 to 3 levels of Japanese language. You can really land up into getting minimum 10 lakhs package, dear friends, if you go till second or third level of Japanese language, and with good courses, some of the courses as well as degree, that is more than sufficient, dear friends. Right? Also practice for your group discussion and personal interviews. And for understanding understanding purpose of your own capabilities as far as communication skills are concerned, dear friends, please be ready before you appear for the campus recruitment drives. Appear for minimum 2 to 3 group discussions, 2 to 3 technical interviews, as well as 2 to 3 personal interviews. That is what I would like to suggest, and these different interviews can be conducted by either your faculty or your college alumni who might be working in different industries, so they may be really the capable people to conduct your interviews. And above all, you can also appear for the interviews by some professional experts, dear friends. As I already said, really work hard on your programming skills. There is no any excuse, especially when I come across the students of mechanical and civil, they think that it is not for them. So dear friends, once again I am highlighting, programming skills are necessary, you cannot avoid it. So start with basic programming skills, maybe any language like which you like, C or Python. Python is really the need of the hour, many industry experts say, but see, after all, in each language syntax might be different, but your basic thought process or logic is important, right? So please work on it. Each semester appear for at least 2 to 3 different programming tests, then compulsory participation in maybe websites, as I already said, that HackerRank, CodeShape, HackerEarth, Top Coders, etc. Code Wars is there, many different websites are there, but these are some of the proven platforms, we can say, and many competitions are also being conducted on them. Their scores are really considered by many companies. So prepare for competitions like TCS, CodeVita, then Winathon, right? Virtusa conduct some tests. LinkedIn has its own contest, so please appear for that. Now I would like to give success mantra, as I have already spoken on this, but to sum up I will say success mantra for students is minimum one project per year initially, and if you are comfortable, then I will suggest the colleges should ask the students to do at least one project per semester, means in 4 years of span of graduation they should do around 8 projects, so that will definitely help the student community. Compulsory GATE and CAT exams. GATE exam will brush up your all the technical knowledge, and GATE exam is really, that score is considered by many government companies also, private companies also, and for higher education also it is important. So GATE and CAT exam, definitely you should appear for CAT exam, or GMAT is there for higher education abroad, but instead of as it is bit costly, I will suggest you can appear for CAT exams. But both these exams must be given by all the engineering students, which will definitely help them throughout their career. Maybe any option, career option, maybe like starting your own company, that is entrepreneurship, or getting jobs, or higher education. Everywhere it will be useful, dear friends. So please appear for both the exams. As I said, 2025 mock tests, 3 mock GDs, and 3 mock interviews. Each and every student who is appearing for the campus recruitment drives in coming days must do all these things, right? And what happens, some of the students, they wake up late, so I will suggest those 2-3 mass recruitment companies which come to your respective colleges, they are the recruiter which recruit around 40 to 50% of your entire batch, dear friends. So please don't take it lightly. Many training placement officers, they always say, okay, prepare this, prepare that, this company is coming, but in initial few of the campus recruitment drives, even though some students are very serious, they appear seriously with full preparation, but some of the students, they think that no, some more companies will come. But for them I would like to warn here, please do not depend upon the companies which come late, because their recruitments might be less. Recruitment numbers are very less for these companies, and mass recruitment companies, especially IT sector companies, they really get good number of recruits from different colleges, and they don't have upper limits that okay, I want to go to this college and select only 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. No, they don't have that upper cap. So please take these 2-3 mass recruiters very very seriously. Then we will consider the other opportunities, that is internship opportunities. Dear friends, your practical knowledge is most important, and the colleges which are autonomous colleges, for them it is good opportunity, because in their uh, entire 8 semesters, one semester is generally kept for internships, and in some of the affiliated universities also this structure is available. But many other state universities also, they allow the students, because AICTE has also mentioned, if the students are going for internships, you please consider that, and colleges are encouraging this like anything. There are some colleges wherein credits are also given, and as per new AICTE policy, they are saying that minimum 14 to 20 credits are necessary, and per credit you have to do at least 40 to 45 hours internship. So total around 560 to a maximum 900 hours you can spend for internship, and that will really help you students. If we consider the factors on which placements depend, so number of industries which visit the campuses, and the number of eligible students. So please make sure that in your college your batch is producing really good number of eligible students, right? And aggregate 60% is the cutoff for most, or eligibility cutoff for most of these companies, dear friends. There are also certain challenges, if you can consider. Then quality of students, the companies say that most of them are not deployable or billable, but dear friends, don't worry, some of the surveys are saying that very less number of students are employable. I personally don't believe that all these surveys are correct, but yes, up to certain extent there is certain gap in the expectations of the companies and actual quality of the students. So we have to make sure that our students are really capable of getting those jobs, and they are ready or deployable or billable from at least not day one, but at least in the training, after the training of few weeks or a couple of months, the student should be ready to work on the actual projects of the industry. Confidence in some cases is lacking, and exposure to real world industry problems is not given properly. That is what some of the industries are saying. But yes, many colleges are trying to overcome this particular issue, and they are giving good exposure to the students. Most of the industries also, they have to train the selected students. Even though we say these students are selected means they are good, but still industry works on them for 3 to 6 months, and that is really a huge cost, and also time is required to train these students. So probably the colleges have to take this seriously, and they have to make the students ready for the industry, so that this cost and time should be saved, right? Then one more feedback from the industry is that theoretically students are good, but when it comes to practical application of their knowledge to solve the problem of the industry, then the students they got stuck up. So that's why, as I said, asking the students to solve more problems of the companies during their graduation itself is the proper solution for this, and critical thinking is required to solve these different problems, dear friends. So we have to give the assignments wherein students should be able to think beyond the limits. So that is the only key. So those colleges who will give more projects and problem statements to their students probably will be the winners in the coming future. Exam system also, I think we have to change immediately, because most of the questions are like that, where students have to mug up and reproduce in the exam. So probably I think we academicians have to work on this. This is my personal opinion. And then instead of testing their memory skills, I think their thinking skills should be checked. Not only entry in the industry, dear friends, in the campus recruitment is important, but surviving there is also important. And most of these companies, even after they join you, onboard you, then afterwards when they train you, for each module they conduct the test, and if you don't perform well, then dear friends, there are certain problems you may have to face. So sustainability in the industry is important, and for that purpose, technically you have to be really sound, dear friends. Understand what are the different training modules of those companies, and before joining that company, whenever you have time between selection and actual joining, in that time work on all the modules, I will say. Like you do your studies before the prelim exam or before the actual exam, you study for so many days, I will say. Similarly, you work hard and complete your all these modules, which are probably considered during your training. You complete these modules before joining the companies. It will help you, dear friends, right? And relevance in the teaching content is really equally important. What market wants, accordingly the teaching content should be prepared. And on our advisory boards of maybe universities or colleges, we should have many industry professionals or industry bodies who can really guide us well. How to involve industry in education is a big challenge. Yes, sometimes we face this problem, but nowadays it is seen that industry is also coming ahead and they are also helping the academia. Indian higher education system is somewhat, people say that it is somewhat regulated by the government, and somehow we have to come out of it as early as possible. So dear friends, as I said, this is the slide which shows that not only computer IT students are selected by the IT companies, but along with them other branch students are also selected in most of the cases. So dear friends, don't think that IT companies recruit only comp IT students. Here in this graph or slide also you can see ENTC, electronics, 27 plus 11, so almost around 38% of ENTC or non-computer IT branches, like mechanical 10-12%, electrical 11%, civil 2-3%. So all these branch students are really welcomed by the IT industry. Only that problem solving approach or the expectations of the companies should be satisfied, dear friends. So no any branch student will be really left out if he or she prepares thoroughly for these openings. Time utilization also, I will say 70% of the time should be utilized by the student and the colleges for on the practical aspects instead of theory, but here 30% only should be given for the theoretical concepts or understanding the particular concepts. Expected action plan, now we will sum up. So dear students who want to appear for different companies recruitment drives, so they should prepare thoroughly their aptitude, maybe in their respective college in the final year or third year, or in some colleges even in second year aptitude is taught. For example, in our colleges also from the second year we start, so students have to respond positively and take these courses very seriously. For the final year students, I will say before they appear for the actual recruitment drives, whenever company information is given to you by the training and placement cell that so and so company is coming for recruitment, for each company you have to solve at least 4 to 5 company specific question papers, and all this material is available on the internet, dear friends, right? So please try to solve it. It will definitely help you, because the patterns, then questions of every company are different, and you have to practice for that respective company. Keep your copy of CV ready, then appear for mock APT as well as mock GD and PI sessions, and analysis of students. So this is also important for training and placement cells as well as different departments, HODs and senior faculty members. They must check in the mock aptitudes what was the result and which students are performing well, encourage them, and especially those who are not performing well, try to push them, motivate them, so that they should be able to cross the minimum cutoffs, right? And students can form their own groups, and they can work together on certain technical assignments, as well as they can practice GDs, PIs on their own through these groups, dear friends. Right? Which are the useful books? So these are some of the books. M. Tyra's book for aptitude I will suggest, because here Quicker Mathematics by M. Tyra, this is the book, and here shortcuts are given, or some tricks are given, so the same problems can be solved in less time. That is what is the experience of many students. Then these are some useful websites for practice tests. As I said, minimum 20-25 mock tests you have to solve. So there are many websites available, but indiabix.com is the website which most of the students really prefer. Then other for other online courses, maybe technical or non-technical courses. So these are some of the platforms: Swayam Prabha channel, MOOCs, then EPG Pathshala, Inflipnet, Bharat Padhe, Coursera, edX, right? And there are many others like Upgrad and few others. Suggestions. So dear friends, here onwards, even in interviews, most of the companies or HR, they will ask you the question, how did you utilize your lockdown time? So dear friends, if you are just enjoying your lockdown time, don't do it. Come out of that particular thought process that only this time is enjoyable time. No, dear friends, work hard, do some certification courses, because when you have to answer this during your interview, there should be sufficient proofs also that yes, you have utilized this time effectively. Apart from that, I would like to personally suggest do some exercise at least for half an hour to 1 hour, either jogging or maybe moving around your gardens, etc. I will not say by breaking the laws of lockdown in your respective area. Please see what are the norms, and accordingly do some exercise for at least half an hour to 1 hour as per your respective choices. We should sweat out. Work or exercise till you sweat out, and that definitely will keep you fit. Your immunity will be good, dear friends. Setting yourself goals, this is one important aspect, dear friends. Please dream big. Your goals should be there. For first you have to see the dream, and to see that dream come true, you have to set path. So 2-3 long term, short term goals you have to keep for yourself, and accordingly you will act. So please make it sure that you have some goals in life. Refine your LinkedIn profile. It should be professional profile for all the students, who, because companies check your backgrounds also. How do you behave on social media, maybe Facebook, LinkedIn and other social media. So there are companies who do these background checks. So please be aware about that, right? And then network. Your network plays a major role. This is the era of networking, and be in touch with your peers, right? Then your alumni, they can also give you good guidelines. Maybe helping others will help you also to grow. So even if in your area there are some children or who need some support, maybe their parents may not be able to teach them. In that case, we students, the graduating students, we should take the initiative and help these children, right? Apart from that, I'll say always remaining positive is most important. So whatever are the situations around you, please make sure that you take only positive things out of it. Don't get depressed. Yes, this is the situation wherein everybody is facing one or the other problems, but do not worry, dear friends. Problems are always having their solutions. So dear friends, thank you so much. I'm really thankful to Honorable Mahesh Kolte sir, who gave me this opportunity to interact with you through this online mode. Thanks a lot. If you have some questions, then you can ask me with reference to this session, and accordingly we will try to answer your questions, dear friends. Thank you and all the best.